Welcome to this Wood Solutions campus presentation on decay. This is one of the key causes of timber's natural breakdown. Decay is the decomposition of wood by fungi. Fungi are microscopic, thread-like microorganisms that eat organic material. Some have evolved to live off fallen timber in a forest, and so they grow on and eat wood. Fungi occur in a variety of forms. They range from large fruiting bodies to microscopic molds. To establish and sustain themselves, fungi need food, moisture, a suitable temperature, and oxygen. So for decay to occur, 4 conditions have to be met. The timber has to be available as food, the moisture content needs to be above 20%, the temperature range needs to be between about 5 to 60 degrees Celsius, and oxygen has to be available. Decay rates vary with the timber species, its moisture content, and the ambient temperature. Decay occurs most readily in timber kept regularly moist. It can occur in any surface of a piece, but develops most readily on timber end grain, where moisture can enter the timber along the cells, on the sapwood, which contains starches that are food for the fungi, and on the heart or pith area, due to its low natural resistance to attack. The availability of moisture is the key factor in decay control. These photos show beams of timber bridges that were replaced after similar service lives. The big difference was that the log on the right came from a bridge that had a concrete deck. It shed water and kept the timber beams dry, and they didn't decay. The beam on the left came from a bridge with an open timber deck, and the beams were regularly wet. So the difference in their condition is due almost entirely to the level of exposure to moisture. Decay hazard varies with the moisture and temperature conditions found around Australia. These effects have been studied, and the country has been mapped into 4 zones from the most to the least hazardous for decay. This map shows relative decay hazards for timber used in ground contact. Zone D is the most hazardous, and this is found in the hot, wet tropical areas in Queensland. Zone A is the least hazardous, and this is generally the dry area of inland Australia. This map shows similar relative decay hazard effects, but for timber used above ground. While similar to the zones for in-ground performance, the zones are considerably different. This image highlights one key point: the difference in decay performance of sapwood when compared to heartwood. They perform very differently. As can be seen, decay has eaten away most of the sapwood, while the heartwood is relatively intact. In summary, decay is the softening and decomposition of wood substance by fungi. To survive and grow, fungi needs access to the wood as food, moisture, oxygen, and a suitable temperature range. The breakdown rate varies with the natural durability of the wood. This depends on the timber species and the type of wood, for example, the sapwood or heartwood.